Hi, welcome into Knit Habits, my little knit tube channel. I appreciate you guys all coming here and being with me, wanting to spend some time with me on whatever day it is that you're watching. All of the links and everywhere you can find me are listed down below. I am on Instagram. I do have a group on Ravelry for the knit along or the make along. That is under Knit Habits as well on Ravelry. I am on Ravelry as XtinakYarnie, I believe. XtinakYarnie is what I believe that is. And you can join the make along on there. We also have a hashtag on Instagram for that, which is hashtag MakeAllTheCardigans2024. So I hope that you will want to join in and make a cardigan with me. Okay, so today I do have some finished objects. I have some WIPS. My WIPS are newly started mostly because I did finish some bigger item projects. So all of my WIPS are smaller, and some of that I will go into a little bit about my experience on doing some cardigan work this week as well, or the last few weeks. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk a little bit about some books that I read, because I didn't talk about that last time, so I have quite a few to go over. And then we're going to go into some therapy talk as well. So it might not be too long of an episode today. Today I am recording this on the 3rd of February, which is a Saturday in 2024. And today is actually, my husband and I have been married 23 years. So today is actually our 23rd wedding anniversary. So a very special day to be spending a little bit of time with you all. So everything that I talk about, yarn, bag makers, will be linked below. So you can find out where I did everything there. So just to get started, we'll jump right into finished objects. The first finished object I have for you today is the Manhattan Vest by Tori. And I was really close. I think, actually, this might have been a finished object the last time. Let me check that. Give me a second. Okay. Yes, so I did not have this as a finished object the last time. I was not sure if I did or not, so I had to go back and look at the last episode to see what finished objects I had. So, okay, so this was not quite done, but it is now, and I've actually worn it, I think 3 or 4 times. I've really enjoyed just putting it on over a shirt like I'm wearing today, and I'll stand up here in just a minute. So, just to talk about this is made out of worsted weight yarn. This one is made out of Cloudborne Fibers, limited edition alpaca worsted. I did use the recommended needles, which is a US 4.5 and a US 5, which is a 3.75 millimeter on this. It has different options for the neckline. And I decided to do a crew neck instead of the mock turtleneck, which I'm really happy about. So I will stand up and show this, and you can see the slit here, and I could have my shirt tucked in, and you could just see my jeans, but I like it this way better. So it's really a nice sweater, and it just carries on the back there. And the way that it is knit, you can tell I had it folded in my closet right there, but oh well. The way that it is knit, it kind of looks like it sort of has sleeves in a way when you're just sitting down. It gives that kind of illusion. I really like the look and the fit of it. It's very, very warm. Not that it gets super cold here at all, but I have worn it out even when, I think we had one day where I think the high was like 36 or 37, which a lot of you in the north might be thinking, oh, that would be lovely if I could have that. But here, that's a cold day here in North Carolina. But the armholes are a bit large, but I think that just goes along with it looking like it has a nice sleeve. And you can't really tell, you can kind of see where I picked up the stitches there for the sleeve, but not a lot. So it's kind of, I think it's somewhat invisible. But yeah, I really, really enjoy this piece. And that nice edge that the tubular bind off gives is really nice. And you do that on the neck and the sleeves, and then both the front and the back panels. So really enjoyed that, and it's definitely going to be something that's worn a lot in the fall and winter here for me, because we don't get super cold temperatures. It'll be nice just to wear day to day, or even like when I'm sitting at my desk right there, that will be nice just to throw on. I probably won't get cool, just because I get cold a lot when I'm just sitting a lot. So so that one's finally done. So that's really nice. The other thing I did get done are my socks, my vanilla socks, and this is yarn by Woolens and Nosh in the colorway Happy Camper. And this is the 90% Targhee, 10% nylon. I did these 64 stitches on 9-inch circulars with a US 1 2.25. And I did the shadow wrap heel and the rounded toe. And you can see where those decreases are on that nice rounded toe there. And then just Kitchenered. And a 1x1 ribbing, twisted rib with 16 rows of ribbing. And then this part I did 65 rows before I did the heel, and then I believe it was 63 rows before I started the toe for the foot. So there they are. I really like these. They're really, really pretty. And they turned out exactly the same. So I've actually never had socks that turned out exactly the same before, so it's really nice. You can tell they're a little bit wrinkled because they've been in my closet. They have been washed and dried and then hung up to dry and then put back in there. But yeah, the colors are really, really pretty. And there's a piece of fuzz right there. There we go. That's a really good representation of that toe right there. And they match my nails, so that's good. So enjoyed making those. Definitely will purchase Woolens and Nosh again, but these are just gorgeous. So that as well. And then I finally got done with my Ranunculus, and there is fuzz all over this. Okay, so here it is. There is those little kind of a lace section, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's kind of a lace section, textured, that yoke on there. And the sleeves, I was going to decrease. In fact, I did this whole sleeve and I decreased and then bound off, and then I decided that I didn't want to do that. So I just knit until I wanted it the length that I wanted it, and then I did a 4-stitch I-cord for the sleeve. And this turned out really, really pretty. I'm really happy with it. I don't know that I would make another one. I don't know that I love it quite that much. I know a lot of people have made 4 or 5 of these. I don't think I'm going to be that person, but you never say never. Who knows? It's a nice fitting sweater. It's really pretty. That's a really nice picture there of it. So I made this out of, and this is the Ranunculus by Midori Hirose. And I made it out of wool of the Andes, 100% Peruvian Highland wool in the colorway Current. So those are the knitted finished objects. I do have a sewn finished object, and I'm very excited. I'm going to get it off the floor right here. So I sewed a project bag. I'm so excited. And this is just sewn with some fabric that I had in my closet. As you know, if you've watched the podcast for a while, over the summer I knit a bag and the zipper didn't work after I got done with it. So I was kind of disappointed, and I wanted to make sure that I could actually sew a bag without breaking the zipper. So I was pretty happy I got that done. So this is some really pretty fabric that I had right there. And then this is just, and it's got fuzz all over it. Sorry. It's just a black linen fabric. It's just plain black. And it has a little handle, and it's about 14 by 16. It's a big project bag. You'll see I have some really, when we go into WIPS, I have some really big yarn balls in here. So just zipper top, and then it's just the black linen fabric on the inside. So I was pretty happy about that again. So we'll see. I may be on the February challenge, I did put that I would like to be making some more project bags for probably the podcast or friends or giveaways or something like that. So I would like to make more bags. But yeah, I was really happy. It's got a box bottom on it. It's nice and big. And those don't match up there. Oh well. Those are things to improve on. I got this idea and pattern, and I watched the tutorial from Kay of the Bakery Bears. She had a summer tutorial where she makes bags, so that is what I used there. So more to come on project bags. So sewn project bag. Very excited. So there's that. So WIPS, I'll just jump into it. The one I have in this bag is, and I've had the yarn sitting back here on this cart for quite a while. And that's the Nightshift shawl by Andrea Mowry. And I know everybody's made one. You've seen a million of them. But I've never made one. And I've had this yarn sitting there. And I thought, well, why not? We'll just go ahead and jump into it. So I am making this out of Sirdar Jewel Spun. And I only have 2 of the tags. But I'll show all 3 colors. And I'm only using 3 colors. I know she used like 6 or 7 colors of Spin Cycle. I don't need a $300 shawl or a $200 shawl. It's just a little out of my price range. If it's in your price range, go for it. That's awesome. But for me, Jewel Spun was in mine. And this is an Aran weight yarn, and they are 200 grams, 546 yards each. And it is 100% acrylic. It can be machine washed, but that's that. So I have 3 different colorways. Let me look up the colorways here real fast. And that comes with 2 tags, so it's kind of weird. So I have, hopefully I'll show them in order. Color A is Setting Sun. So I'll try to show that there. And that one is this ball right here. And they're huge, like as big as my head. So this one is Setting Sun. Has some really beautiful golds and oranges in there. Again, matching my nails. And some blue and purple. So that's going to be really, really pretty. So that one is Setting Sun. And then we have color B, which is Midnight Fjords, which is this one. And all sorts of purples and teals and turquoise and green. Really, really pretty. Sorry, I bumped the mic there. So that one is number 847. And that is my color B. And then my color C, which I'm just going to move them around. I know she has like A, B, C, D, E, F, and I'll just figure it out as I go. Oh, and it's coming apart, so that's fine. Is this one. And I have all 3 balls of yarn in this bag that I made. So it's a huge bag, as you can see. And that color C is called Golden Green. It's 845. So there's that. And here is the project. I haven't, like I said, all of my projects are small. I just started them in the last few days. So I haven't gotten very far. But there you go. And this is just to show me where my right side is. It's just a little progress keeper that I got from the Naughty Knitress, from Andy, the Naughty Knitress. So there's that. And I just did, so you start with A and then you add in color B, and then I just started adding in C here. So it's going to be really pretty. And this is knit with a 5mm, which I think is a US 8, which I'm also using on the cardigan. So that's why it has needle stoppers on it, on my Chowgu red lace needle stoppers. So yeah, so we'll see how that grows. I'm looking forward to it. Having fun with the slip stitches on here so far. Yeah, it's been fun. There you go. That teal, this teal here is really pretty. Hopefully it shows through on the camera when after production here. But so there's that. But yeah, all 3 of those giant balls of yarn are in this bag. And there's still, you know, a good amount of room for everything. So nice size on that. So the cardigan story. Just jump into that one. So I started making the Franca, F-R-A-N-C-A sweater cardigan by Coco Knits. And I started it, and I'm sure that Coco Knits, she has some beautiful patterns. People make her patterns. They love them. I think that for me, it's not necessarily the pattern. I think that for me, it's that maybe my thinking, my brain, it just doesn't work the same way that hers does. And so I felt like I kept knitting, because it starts on the back, on the collar. And I kept feeling like I was knitting like this little piece, and then I have to attach it to this little piece, and then I have to attach it to this little piece. And then there was like these 2 sections, and then there was like an open part that she said that you would later go back and seam. And I was like, I'm just not having fun making this. And it's the second pattern of hers that I've tried. I tried a baby jumper kind of pattern of hers as well. And I think that she and I just have different styles, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, obviously the style works. It just doesn't work for me. And so I frogged that, and then I started the Harvest cardigan by Tin Can Knits. And I started it in the Lion brand Fisherman's Wool that I talked about the last time, and I'll show you how far I got on it. So you start with a provisional cast on. Sorry, lost my train of thought. You start with a provisional cast on, and then you knit back and forth on this garter panel here for a certain amount of rows. I think it's like 80. It depends on your size. So I think for me it was like 60 something. And then you get to the end on one side, and then you kind of turn and you start picking up the stitches to start the body. So this is like the back collar part right here. And then you knit the panels for the button band or the front panel moving forward in conjunction with the stockinette portion. And I was moving around on that, and you know, it was going. And I just got to a point where I thought, I really hate this yarn. You know, for me and for a sweater that I'm going to wear, it's just blah, and it just wasn't doing it. You know, I don't know. Maybe you have that. I just wasn't, it wasn't doing anything for me. I wasn't liking it. And I thought, I don't need another sweater or cardigan or anything that I can't stick in the washing machine. I have a lot of wool. So I started thinking about what I could do. And this is on a barber cord because it's getting frogged. And restarted. So I decided that I wanted to make this out of something that I could throw. Well, I'm not going to throw it in the washing machine. I don't do the laundry. My husband does. My husband can wash it in the washing machine because I'm not going to do it. But that essentially could be thrown in the washing machine. So I remembered that Kay, the crazy sock lady, had made a cardigan out of this wool. It's not wool. This yarn. And that is the Joann's Big Twist. It is acrylic out of the tweed fabric. And this one is just white. It's really pretty. It's so soft for an acrylic yarn. It's really, really soft. So this is just in the colorway white. Oop, there we go. 97% acrylic. And then that 3% viscose is just the little Donegal neps for the tweed. And these are big skeins of yarn, 382 yards for 6 ounces. And so I started, as you can see here, I started on my garter ridge panel last night. So this will become this eventually. But I am much more excited by this color and this texture than I had been about this. And I can say that this will be like a $30 sweater. So I'm pretty happy about that too. So we'll see how it goes. I hope to have made a lot of progress the next time I record. And it's just really pretty. I don't really love acrylic, but this acrylic so far, it's not squeaky. It's not got that like plasticky feeling that some of them do. This one feels nice. So I'm hoping to like it. And so this is the Harvest cardigan, or will be, not this, but this is the Harvest cardigan by Tin Can Knits. And again, you do start with that provisional cast on. It is the crochet cast on. So I just have a little bit of that crochet, and then you pick up and start. So that will be that. The other thing, let me move on to page 2. And I'm making the XXL size on that, which I think is like the 49 inch. And there's a ton of sizes in that Harvest cardigan. It goes from a 0 to 6 month all the way up to a 6XL. So if you're looking for a very size inclusive cardigan, that is a really good one. And of course, Tin Can Knits sweaters or patterns are beautifully written and easy to follow. So the other thing that I started is, and this is in a fall bag, I'll have it linked below. You've seen this on here before with the pockets. And this is by Front Range Bags. There is the tag. There you go. This is made out of 29 Bridges Studio yarn, and it is 2 yarns held together. And this is the knit along for Oak City Fibers for my local yarn store that Glenn owns. Hi, Glenn. And so he is having a knit along and a crochet along. I'll go over what the crochet along is. Obviously, I don't crochet, so I'm not participating in the crochet along. But this is the 29 Bridges Studios. And it is in, I'm going to turn this light off real fast. It's not focusing. The Henry Hat Kit. And it's a DK weight skein and then a Surrey silk together. And I'll show that tag again. There you go. Absolutely beautiful, and it is dyed in Maryland. And here are the skeins. This is the, so I'm just going to read off my notes here. It's for the February knit along for the yarn store. It is a knit, and you can also choose to crochet the crochet project, which I'll go into. And he decided to do kind of a twofer for this month, for February. It is for Black History Month, and is also for Heart Health Month. So the yarn is red for both projects for that. He is actually a heart patient as well. He had a quadruple, I believe, bypass a few years ago. And so this one is kind of near and dear to his heart on that end. And he definitely wanted to be inclusive and have this representation for Black History Month. And so the cowl and the hat are both BIPOC makers. So this cowl project is called, did I put it on here is the question. So the cowl is called, and I hope I'm not butchering this name, it's called Eudine Cowl, and that is by, give me 1 second, so sorry, I thought I was all prepared. Not surprising though. There it is. And that is by Jeanette Sloan. I will have a project page or her project page up on there. And she has a lot of other really, really beautiful patterns if you want to check her out. Jeanette Sloan. And this is the Eudine Cowl. There'll be a picture of it up. The crochet pattern for the store for this month is the Marion Slouch Hat. And he has it for purchase in, I mean, obviously you can do whatever you want, but in Malabrigo Red, the Malabrigo Arroyo Ravelry Red. And then the 29 Bridges is for this one. Now, the pattern on here is actually written for fingering weight yarn, so I'm not sure why they put the group of yarn together for, which is a DK. It's kind of a lighter DK and then a Surrey alpaca. But I did see the store sample, which I will have a picture inserted of, all in red. So you have two choices. You can make the cowl in the speckled one that I'm going to show here, or the all red one. Both are by 29 Bridges Studios, so that both of them for the knit project are in that. And it is a DK Merino 100% superwash wool, and then the Surrey, which is 74% Surrey, 26% silk. And this is the DK right here. And it is just gorgeous with that's got like a little bit of brown in there and some white and some just like pink. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And as you can, it's not, I don't think it's a really thick DK. I think it's a thinner DK. And then the Surrey is the same. And there's like a little bit of purple right there. It's really, really pretty. Super fuzzy and soft. So these two together, and like I said, I just started this. So I've only done a few, and the cowl is knit flat and then sewn together. Let me figure out which side is the right side. Okay. And it's a slip stitch pattern. And as you can tell from the picture that is either still up or had been up, it's different textures or different patterns, knit patterns on there throughout the cowl. So it does not want to focus, but it is pretty. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Nope, I cannot. Anyway, it's not much to show, but the yarn is beautiful and it's soft and squishy, and I'm very much so enjoying it. So there you go. So that will be that at some point. And that's all I have right now for works in progress. Now, things that have come into the house as far as yarn goes, or projects or stuff like that goes. Let me stretch over here. Hold on one second. The number one thing I want to talk about is Amy from Happy Little Yarn, as I said last time, graciously offered to make a project bag for a giveaway for the make-along. Thank you so much, Amy. And I didn't have it last time. I only had a picture, so I thought I'd show real quickly. I don't want to take it out of the bag, and I don't want to crinkle too much, but I'll just show what I have here. And look at that. Look at it. It's gorgeous. And there's her tag. There you go. And I'll have the links on where you can find her down below. She's been making a lot of new project bags, and they are absolutely gorgeous. She has one with peaches on it that she just showed on her podcast yesterday, so definitely go check her out. I think she just got it up this morning, actually. So this will be for a giveaway, plus some of the yarn that we talked about last time for the make-along. So please come on and join in. I have had some people join in on the Ravelry group, and thank you all for coming in and wanting to join and be part of the make-along. I really appreciate it. It's really nice just to see the community that's starting to grow. So thank you very much, everybody that's been in there, and I look forward to a year-long make-along with different cardigans. The other thing that has come in is my monthly club that I talked about last time with Trilogy Yarns that my kids so graciously got for me, which is the Friends Club. And Nancy has a ton of different clubs in her store, so go check her out. But this one is called Dozen Lasagnas from Friends. And this is on her MCN DK base. Look at that. Look at those colors. Just fabulous. As usual. And there's like some peachy pinks in there and some deep blues. As per usual. Gorgeous. So there is the tag. Dozen Lasagnas. So I think I'm going to make this into another hat, like I talked about. It might be the same hat that I made last time. I really enjoy that hat. I've worn it a number of times. So it might be that. The other thing is some yarn from Freckled Whimsy. I couldn't stop myself from buying this. It's on her Serendipity base, which is 7525, 460 yards, and it's in Humble Heart. And look, it is beautiful. Grays and orange. Face out of there. Purple, pink. So of course with the orange, you know me. Anyway. So there it is. So that'll be a pair of socks at some point. Yeah. So that's gorgeous. So that's everything that's come in. Obviously the Big Twist yarn obviously came in as well. That was just yesterday. So and then the 29 Bridges yarn. So two of my projects are from yarn that I just purchased. So there you go. Books. I just really want to quickly go over some books. I forgot to do it last time. And so I have 4 that I finished reading. The first one, I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed the characters in it. It's called Midnight at the Blackbird Cafe by Heather Weber, and the little synopsis on it says, nestled in the mountain shadows of Alabama lies a little town of Wicklow. It is where Anna Kate has returned to bury her beloved Granny Z, owner of the Blackbird Cafe. And so she has to kind of take over the cafe for a certain amount of time, and there's some definitely good history there on family history and her kind of finding some things out about herself, and very good story, and a little bit of, I guess, I don't know if you'd say whimsy or fantasy. There's a little bit of that in there. So check that out. That was I really enjoyed that. And I think part of why I enjoyed it, obviously was character development, but also I listened to it. I listened to all my books on audio, and the narrator, I thought, did a really good job with the accents. She was a lot of fun. So check that one out, Midnight at the Blackbird Cafe by Heather Weber. The other one was Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. And it was interesting. It was a booktuber that recommended it, and I picked it up. It was an interesting book. It was one of those books where I kept like wanting it to, I kept thinking we were at the end of it, and I was like, oh, okay, well this is totally the end of the book. And then it was like, no, there's still like 10 more chapters. And I was like, oh, this is the end of the book. And it wasn't the end of the book, but it was good. It was a good solid like 3 out of 5. So the synopsis on that one is Opal is a lot of things: orphan, high school dropout, full-time cynic, and part-time cashier. But above all, she's determined to find a better life for her younger brother, Jasper, one that gets them out of Eden, Kentucky, a town remarkable for only 2 things: bad luck and E. Starling. So the book title, Starling House, is about E. Starling's house. So definitely supernaturally kind of book, but solid 3. I mean, it's a decent read or listen, I guess, on my part. Then I read Forging Silver into Stars by Bridget Kemmerer, spelled Kemmerer, Kemmerer. And this one says a dangerous magical faction is rising. And then Tycho discovers a plot to assassinate Gray and Queen Liamara, ruler of I cannot remember, Shallow, and he must fight for everything he believes in. So there's actually a number of different characters. Tycho is one of them, Gray and Queen Liamara, and it's Still Shallow is the name of the town. Sorry, I could not remember it off the top of my head. And then there's 2 other characters in the book. I think that the other characters are more the main characters than Tycho and Gray and Queen Liamara, but it was a good book. Definitely solid. And then the other one is A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. And this one was an interesting book. It was about a girl that I couldn't really tell what kind of time it was written in either. There was cars, but there weren't cell phones. It just, I don't know. It was, I'd give it a 3, 2.5, 3. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like the best book out of the 4 for sure. But it's about a girl that's in college, and she has been all her life kind of obsessed with a book about the Fairy King, and she wins a prize to go. She's an architect major in college, because in this world, girls cannot be literature majors. And so she has always been obsessed with this book about the Fairy King, though. And so she wins a prize to go and have a concept, of building a home for the family of the person that is supposedly the author of the Fairy King books. And the main character, her name is Effie, and she goes to the home and learns all sorts of things about the author and the family, and there's another boy there that is in college and is a literature major, and she learns a little bit about him. So it was an interesting read. It was solid. It was just okay. Not terrible, but not the best book out of the 4. So those are just 4 that I have read over the last couple months. So there you go. Jumping into some therapy talk, and I just want to kind of put this one out there. This one can be hard to listen about. And it's one that and the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I get at least I would say at the very least 3 calls, if not more, a week for this particular topic. And it's one that I feel very passionate about, and I wish I could do more for people on this topic. So the topic is actually domestic violence and healthy relationships, to know the difference between a healthy relationship, an unhealthy relationship, and an abusive relationship. So if it's not your cup of tea to talk about this, I totally get that. Maybe this could be triggering for some people, so I just kind of want to put that out there for you, that you may or may not want to listen to this part. But if you're interested in what is a healthy relationship and an unhealthy relationship and an abusive relationship, by all means, hang out. At the very end of the video and linked below, I will have the number to the National Domestic Violence Hotline as well. So, this is a topic that affects both men and women. And I think that there's a lot of men out there in abusive relationships that may not know that they're in abusive relationships, or are, there's a lot of shame involved, I think for everyone, in particular, I think for men though. But they can be involved in abusive relationships. And so I think that that's probably something that's underreported. And so I think the numbers may be higher for men in these types of relationships, unfortunately. So it's not like that one gender or the other is solely responsible for the abuse that happens in these relationships. It can be both ways. So if you are a man and watching this, and some of this rings true to you, definitely, or somebody, definitely give them the number to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. And they are always there to help. You can also text if that's safer for you. And they do have a website as well. So, and I know I've known some people that have used the service, and they have had some positive experiences with it. So I know that they are definitely there to help. Also, one of the things that we do for the employee assistance program that I work through is we always get them the callers over to our work life department, so that they can help them find local support, or maybe not housing vouchers, but maybe like some hotel vouchers or something to help them get out of the situation that they're in as well. So if you work for a company that has a really good employee assistance program, definitely take advantage of that. Employee assistance programs are wonderful, wonderful resources. And I'm very, very proud to be part of the one that I'm part of. So just jumping into a little bit about what healthy relationships are. So a healthy relationship means that both you and your partner are communicating, respectful of each other, trusting, honest. There's equal, right? There's some equality there. May not always be equal, right? Relationships kind of go up and down on that, but overall, throughout the arc of the relationship, it should be equal. Enjoy personal time away from each other is an important one. Making mutual choices, and then your economic and financial partners as well. Unhealthy relationships. You may be in an unhealthy relationship if your partner is not communicating, disrespectful, not trusting, dishonest, trying to take control of you or the relationship, only spending time together. That's a huge one. I think that people don't realize how important it is to have somebody that respects your time away, or you respect their time away. And that's a huge one for trust. Trust is an important component of a relationship. So that's a huge one. Is pressuring you into activities, and unequal economically. So somebody that is controlling over the money or the finances or the things that you can or can't spend money on is a huge, financial abuse is a big thing. An abusive relationship. Abuse is occurring in a relationship when one partner is communicating in a hurtful or threatening way. Mistreating the other person, accusing the other of cheating when it's untrue, denying their actions are abusive. I hear this one all the time. Well, he told me I did this. And I'm just saying he because 9 times out of 10, the person I'm talking to on the phone is a female. So I could just go with gender fluid if you want. They told me that it only happened because I did this or that, textbook abuse, manipulation, gaslighting, huge one. No, it's not true. The only thing that we have control over in this world is our own behaviors and our own reactions to things. And so my behaviors did not cause you to do something. Huge, huge one. They are controlling and they are isolating you from others. I do hear people say, I don't have anybody. I've moved away from everybody because of him, or I've lost contact with my friends and family because of the other person. And these are huge red flags in relationships. And if you even sense that there's a red flag in any of these directions, I really, really say get some help, talk to somebody, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline, or your employee assistance program, and get as much help as you possibly can to get out of those situations. The people that are the abusers are oftentimes sort of addicted to the power that they get, and so they want, like any addiction, right? They need more and more and more of it. And so as people, I've seen, I have witnessed, I have talked to people that the escalation of the violence gets acutely worse over time. So because that person needs more power to feel that they can get through everything. So violence can escalate. And so it's really important that you turn to the authorities, call 911, whatever you need to do to get out of that situation safely is super important. So, sorry to end on that note, but I will put up the National Domestic Violence Hotline. I will have it linked below, the phone number. And if you ever need anything, also 988 is the new National Mental Health Line, or you can call your employee assistance program if you are blessed to work for a good company that has one. And I hope that you all take care. Please join the Make Along for the Make All the Cardigans 2024, which is the hashtag for that, or join the Make Along on the Ravelry group as well. And until I see you again, please be sure to give yourself the same grace that you would give everyone else. Bye.